You don't have to have a confirmed laboratory test for COVID-19 in order to make the death certificate be COVID-19.
The state says its current COVID-19 death count includes anyone that has tested positive for COVID-19. There are several cases where someone clearly died from something else, like a gunshot wound.
They're writing COVID on all of the death certificates, whether they had a positive test, whether they didn't.
One person reported to have died from COVID was killed in a motorcycle accident.
It wasn't COVID. It was alcohol toxicity. Yes, he did have COVID, but that is not what took his life.
If you were in hospice and had already been given, a few weeks to live, and then you also were found to have COVID, that would be counted as a COVID death. It means that even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death.
Devers said he's been trying to get the state health department to explain how a case of fatal alcohol poisoning was classified as a COVID death.
We're not the first case of this happening.
Oh, absolutely not.
How often do you think this has happened?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot.
So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death.
The state counts every person who tests positive for COVID-19 and then dies, even if the death was not caused by COVID-19.
I've seen people, say COVID in the family the same, but he never tested. We don't know, and they're writing it anyway. They don't even have to prove it.
It's not the first time the state health department has come under fire for reclassifying deaths as COVID fatalities. 3 deaths were not related to coronavirus. But since the residents had tested positive for COVID-19, the state then listed them as coronavirus deaths.